I think like as a joke, we were like, what about RuPaul? And I was like, yeah, send it to RuPaul. And then he just said yes. I met with Dan Mignante at Feed Co. at Paul Feig's company, and we just had a general meeting, and I was like, I really want to do a romantic comedy that's like 500 Days of Summer meets Drunk History. And he said, cool, when you have something, send it to me. I wrote like 25 pages and sent it to him. And off of those 25 pages, Feed Co. came on board to produce it. So that was the first thing I got. I finished the script. We decided I was going to direct it. I made a lookbook and a sizzle, which I put both of which on Instagram. So you can see those. Then we took a meeting with Netflix. Netflix came on board. Once Netflix came on board, they were like, you guys need producers. We're going to add producers who are like on the ground New York producers, because like Paul and Jesse are amazing, but this was like a smaller movie than they had done. And also they wanted like physical producers on the ground in New York. So that's when Likely Story came on board, and I met Anthony Bregman and Peter Cron. Netflix was like, okay, great, script is in a good place. We need to cast it. And then I basically got a list of like approved actresses that Netflix felt were like, you know, the people that greenlight the movie, and Gina was on that list. And then we got Gina. And then from there, it was like, then we got Brittany, then we got DeWanda, then we got LaKeith. I mean, I think for everything I've ever done, it's really important to me to make sure that everyone's represented. And it's not just about, to me, it's not just about, you know, different races. I think it's like, it's, you know, you want it also to be representation of women that look and feel like the women that you know. I wanted to make sure that it felt like you were watching your friends, and I wanted it to feel very New York and very authentic, and, you know, not just one specific type of woman telling a specific story. I wanted it to kind of like feel like it was anyone or could be anyone, or, you know, so to me, New York is the most diverse place in one of the most diverse places in the world. And so I would be doing a disservice to the city and to what the movie is to have it be a bunch of white people, because that's not the New York that I know. When my friend texted me that the Ellen thing had happened, he said he's a huge Taylor Swift fan who will tell me that like things that didn't happen in interviews happened just to like get me to watch the interview. And so he texted me, he goes, Taylor Swift just said Someone Great is her favorite movie on Ellen. And my answer was, fuck you, Jared. That's not funny. And I remember like, it was like very late at night, because it was like, I think it was like when the clip went up before the actual show aired. And I was like literally like shaking at my computer, and I was like, this is so crazy. I feel like the probability of getting hit by a bus is higher than what has happened with Taylor Swift, but here we are. All of it came together in the editing room. The fight on the street in flashback between Nate and Jenny is almost 100% ADR. I rewrote basically that entire scene in editing. And so whenever the camera's on their backs and you can't see their mouths moving, that was not in the original script. We also like created places where flashbacks weren't before. Like the dressing room, when she is in the dressing room and then she remembers the fight into the bad sex scene. That's not where that flashback was supposed to be. I kept the camera rolling on Gina for a while and just had her kind of like sit in it and like decompress after fighting with DeWanda, and that is what we ended up using to go into a flashback. But like that wasn't necessarily something that we shot. So it was like having all of these different moments and knowing that there were just so many different ways that we kind of like piece it all together. It was a lot, and it was a little bit daunting, but it was also awesome. Make stuff and be present, and like, you know, get on sets if you can, watch, learn. I think for me, it's like, you know, I wanted to know everything I could possibly know before I stepped into the role that I was stepping into, because it's like, as a young woman, it's like I get one shot. If I mess it up, or if I don't know what I'm doing, it's like, it's 1,000 times worse for me than it would be for like, you know, a guy my same age who's never done anything, who has the same amount of credits. I think it's just about, you know, giving yourself as much runway as you can so that you really know what you're doing and you really have the skills. I would just go to your boss and say like, can I cover my episode? Even if you just watch, just ask to be on set, and observe what's going on. The more you can be a fly on the wall and learn and understand everything before you jump in and actually do the job, the better off you're going to be when you jump in and do the job. Just get out there and make stuff and like knock on doors, and don't be afraid to, kind of like shove yourself in, because unfortunately no one's going to do it for you. And so very politely squeeze in, like buy a folding chair and just like put it at all the tables and be like, well, I sit at this table now. I give all my department heads a lot of visuals, because I feel like the best way to kind of get in my brain is for me to show you what's in there, rather than, to kind of like be like, here's the script, and then like want people to guess and then be upset if it's not right and just like keep trying to reroute them. I give everyone a lot of visuals so that we can all kind of like start from the same place, and then they can build off of that. And it allows people to take creative license with what I've given them and with a baseline, and go off and kind of create and add their own flair to it, which is why you hire other people to make a thing with you. It's not brain surgery. We're making a movie. We're doing ha-has. I really wanted it to kind of be like that first montage that told the story, because there's so much, you can go back through your phone and look at the entire story of your relationship between old emails and G-chats and Instagram. So I knew that I wanted to build that thing, and I wanted to feel, very like of this moment in millennial, and kind of like, what it, and kind of timestamp the movie in that way, and then throw it away and never really come back to it. And then I wanted the actual movie and the experience of watching the movie to be what we love about, which is walking and talking and women and, living life outside of phones.